Hey guys, ARMY, this community. I need you to really pay attention to this one because what you're about to hear might completely change the way you see everything behind the scenes of BTS. We always talk about performances, visuals, vocals, moments on stage, but what if I told you that off stage, something even more intense is happening, something that even the bodyguards themselves are struggling to handle? Yeah, this is not just another story. This is something that shocked even people who work closest to them every single day. So, here's the situation out recently. A BTS bodyguard, someone who literally stands between the members and the chaos of the outside world, opened up about something unexpected. Out of all the members, all 7 global superstars, there's one name that stood out the most when it comes to security difficulty. And no, it's not because of attitude, not because of behavior, but because of something way more powerful. That name is Jimin. Now pause for a second and think about that. Jimin, the one we all know as sweet, soft-spoken, incredibly polite, always smiling, always respectful. The same Jimin who bows deeply, who makes eye contact with fans, who waves even when he's exhausted. You'd think someone like that would be the easiest to manage, right? But here's where it gets crazy. According to the bodyguard, Jimin is actually the hardest member to protect. Yeah, let that sink in. And the reason? It's not what you expect. It's not about danger coming from him. It's about the overwhelming love coming toward him. The bodyguard literally admitted feeling overwhelmed because wherever Jimin goes, fans are not just present, they are everywhere. Not just in crowds, not just in concerts, but in airports, hotels, streets, places where control becomes almost impossible. And when fans see Jimin, something changes. The energy shifts instantly. You know that feeling, right? That moment when Jimin smiles, or even just looks in your direction, your heart drops, your brain freezes, and suddenly nothing else matters. Now, imagine thousands of people feeling that exact same thing at the exact same time in a confined space. That's the reality the security team faces. It's not just excitement, it's a wave. A powerful emotional wave that can't be easily stopped. And here's the part that makes this even more intense. The bodyguard said that Jimin himself actually makes things harder, but not in a bad way. It's because of how kind he is. He doesn't ignore fans. He doesn't turn away coldly. Instead, he responds. He waves. He smiles. He acknowledges people. And that small gesture? It means everything to fans. But at the same time, it makes the crowd surge even closer, even faster, even more uncontrollable. Think about it if you've waited hours, maybe days, just to see him, and suddenly he looks at you, smiles, maybe even reacts to your sign. What would you do? Most people wouldn't just stand still. They'd move forward. They'd try to get closer. Multiply that by hundreds, thousands, and suddenly, it's not just a fan moment anymore. It becomes a security challenge. And this is exactly why Jimin's protection has to be tighter than usual. The bodyguard revealed that extra precautions are often taken specifically for him. More coordination, more awareness, more planning. Because the risk isn't about negativity. It's about intensity. It's about how strong the connection is between Jimin and ARMY. Now here's another layer that makes this even deeper. The bodyguard didn't say this with frustration. He said it with a kind of disbelief, almost admiration. Like, even he couldn't fully understand how one person could generate that level of love everywhere he goes. Imagine being trained to handle crowds, chaos, pressure, and still feeling overwhelmed because of one member's impact. That says a lot. And guys, if you think this only happens in concerts, think again. During events, tours, even simple movements from one place to another, Jimin attracts attention at a level that's hard to predict. The crowd doesn't just gather, it grows. People call others. Videos spread instantly. Within minutes, a manageable situation can turn into something massive. And yet, despite all of this, Jimin doesn't change. He doesn't become distant. He doesn't shut himself off. He stays the same, warm, respectful, connected. And maybe that's exactly why this happens. Because people don't just admire him, they feel him. There's an emotional pull there that goes beyond just being a fan. But let me ask you something, is this kind of love always safe? That's the real question behind all of this. Because while it's beautiful, while it's powerful, it also comes with responsibility. The bodyguard's confession wasn't just shocking, it was a reminder. A reminder that even positive energy, when it becomes too intense, can turn into something difficult to control. And this is where we, as a community, need to reflect a little. Because at the end of the day, protecting Jimin isn't just the job of bodyguards. It's also about how fans behave, how we respect boundaries, how we show love without putting anyone at risk. Real support isn't about getting the closest. It's about making sure he's safe, comfortable, and able to keep being himself. Now I want you to really think about this moment. Imagine being Jimin, walking into a space knowing that thousands of people are waiting, watching, hoping for just 1 second of connection. That's pressure. That's emotional weight. And yet he carries it with grace every single time. No complaints. No visible stress. Just that same soft smile. And maybe that's why this story hits so hard. Because behind the glamour, behind the lights, behind the performances, there's a reality that we don't always see. A reality where even the strongest security teams can feel overwhelmed not by danger, but by love that's simply too big. So yeah, this isn't just Hebo for no reason. This is real. This is something that shows how powerful Jimin's presence truly is. Not just as an artist, but as a human being who connects deeply with people all around the world. And honestly, it makes you see him differently, doesn't it? So now I want to hear from you guys. What do you think about this? Do you think Jimin's kindness is what makes him harder to protect? Or do you think it's something deeper, something about his aura that just pulls people in? Drop your thoughts in the comments. Let's talk about it as a community. And if you felt something while listening to this, if this gave you a new perspective, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and stay with us for more stories that go beyond the surface. Because here, we don't just watch BTS, we try to understand everything that makes them who they are. See you in the next one, ARMY.